Capricorn, welcome to the tarot room. My name is Robyn. And Cap, today, let's do a general energy check-in. Let's check in with you. Let's see what's going on with the collective. Okay, we have to be fair. This card is all about being honest with yourself, learning from a past situation, taking accountability, forgiving others for their shortcomings, forgiving yourself, but it's really a card of honesty. Okay, let's see why that's come out today, Capricorn. Let's talk about you. There's Virgo. Okay, so the energy is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Okay, let's see what this energy is around you, Capricorn. Let's talk about you. Spirit guides, talk to us about the Wheel of Fortune. What an excellent way to start your reading. Okay, let's see what this is. It could be the card of alchemy, feeling lucky, feeling blessed, fortune coming through, the wheel spinning in your favor. Let's see, Cap. And Capricorn, for those of you who are interested, I am open for personal readings here on the Tarot Room. If you'd like one, you'll find the link in the description box below, but you can also find them on my website at thetaroroom.net. And remember, my name is Robyn. All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Two of Swords. What is this blockage? What is this crossroads? Sag. I said Sag. So some of you might be dealing with the Sag, or some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. Maybe it's telling you to get into that fiery part of yourself here. We have the Magician, Gemini energy. We have the Three of Pentacles, very balanced, right? Balancing your mind, your body, your soul, the Holy Trinity here. The Matrix is making an appearance. Remember Trinity? Okay. There's the Ace of Cups. What's on the bottom here? Seven of Pentacles. Planting those seeds, watering those seeds. But there's the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. So a little bit of sorrow, a little bit of healing. Well, let's see. We have two aces. That's always an excellent idea, an excellent sign. The aces always represent fresh starts, new beginnings, but I say it all the time. The Ace of Pentacles means a successful fresh start, a successful new beginning. I definitely feel like the seeds that you've been planting here in your energy, in your aura, in your force field, let's visit Star Wars for a moment, are coming into fruition. You're about to feel very lucky, feel very blessed. What's the Wheel of Fortune, this Ace of Pentacles? What is this? How are we starting this reading for Capricorn? What are we talking about today, baby? Let's find out. Let's find out. What's this energy here? King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. There's that fire energy. Page of Wands. We got an incoming message from the big talking head. Whoa. The Knight of Swords. What is that? Oh, the Eight of Cups. Okay. The Five of Pentacles. Well, you're about to hear. There's the Star. You want to hear. You're about to hear from someone here. This is gonna make you happy. There's the Eight of Swords. Okay, there's the Ten of Cups. Well, there's the Queen of Wands. I think we might have been falling into a love reading here. If it's not a love reading, usually when I see the King and the Queen of any suit in the same suit, like, let me rephrase that, in any reading of the same suit, it does represent a partnership. It doesn't have to be love. It could be a friendship. It could be a family member. It could be a good business deal. But there's definitely a message you're about to receive. What's this message? What are they going to say? There's an opportunity, okay? The Page of Wands is coming through, and it's paired with the Ace of Pentacles, a tangible offer, something being offered to you. Okay. Okay. But it puts you at a crossroads. We'll get there in a moment. What's the offer? What's the opportunity? What are they saying? What does Capricorn need to be aware here? Just looking at the cards. Magician, Three of Pentacles. They want to work with you. They want balance and harmony. Well, they want to heal things. Okay. This is someone that you know. This is something coming back around. Yeah, as I say that, there's the Five of Cups. There's you, the King of Pentacles, the Empress. There's the feminine and the masculine. Seven of Pentacles, deciding if you should give this. You're facing the Three of Swords in reverse is the card of healing, but it's also the card of facing a part of ourselves. Ooh, you might be challenged here to forgive. You might be challenged here to see their perspective or their point of view. What's the Three of Swords in reverse? What's challenging Capricorn about this? Because it puts you in a crossroads. It puts you up at the Two of Swords. So what's the challenge? What's the crossroads? What's Ten of Pentacles? You don't know if this can work. The Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. The Eight of Cups. Can you let go? There's the Page of Wands. There's the Knight of Swords. Okay. The question is, can you let go? Whatever it was that happened, well, can you let go? So what's the to be fair then? What is it that you want Capricorn to be fair on? Let me understand that to better understand. Like, what's the to be fair then? What is that? There's the Queen of Wands. There's heavy emphasis on Sag in your reading here, Capricorn. You could be dealing with the Sagittarius. There's the Ten of Wands. Your boundaries. The Seven of Pentacles. Your boundaries are what you need to be realistic and honest about here. People treat you the way you let them treat you. So don't let them treat you certain ways. There's going to be boundaries that have to be set here. This person's testing your boundaries. And so you have to make it clear what your expectations are, what your boundaries are, what it is that you want, right? If it's a business, you know, you're going to be negotiating. If it's love, you're going to be making it clear what you do and do not want. If it's a friendship, what you do and do not want to be treated. So there's an element here to be fair about the boundaries and expectations that you're setting with other people, because people are going to treat you how you let them treat you. But if you want to go really deep on that, people treat you how you treat yourself. When you love yourself, when you respect yourself, when you prioritize yourself, people will do the same. So you're at a crossroads here. Okay, what's the Magician energy for Capricorn? What is the Magician energy here? Seven of Swords. Is that strategy? What's with that Seven of Swords? We shall understand. Oh, man, no. Ooh. Okay. The King of Swords is in reverse. That's why I reacted that way. Six of Swords. There's you, the Queen of Pentacles. There's Justice. What's the King of Swords in reverse? It's the end of that. There's the World. The King of Pentacles, the Empress again. I don't feel... I'm getting a really different... Like, there's the King of Swords and there's the Seven of Swords. The King of Swords in reverse can be very harsh, like very straight, very blunt, very hurtful even in their communication. But it's paired here with the Seven of Swords, and I kind of feel like the message here is to be strategic with your communication, or it's their being strategic with their communication to you. It's kind of like neither one of you want to say the wrong things, but I feel you're the Magician, so I feel that it's you being strategic with your communication. You don't want to close the door on this, but you don't want to be like clickety-click jumping up and down. So I think that you're being really strategic here. In what way? I keep cutting on that King of Pentacles. With what? Yeah, there's a Ten of Wands with your boundaries. It's again, so it's like maybe you're negotiating, you know, your vacation time. Maybe you're negotiating or making it clear what you do and do not want. There's a really strong element of strategic boundaries for you, Capricorn, and that's the message here. Is to be strategic. You don't want to be like, I'm a Sagittarius and I'm a blunt Sagittarius. So sometimes when we're younger, until we learn, it's a Sagittarius thing, we can be very blunt. We can be very straightforward. We can be hurtful with our words. We don't intend to be, but sometimes we can. So I feel you're just trying not to be that. You're trying to be strategic with how you're saying this, how you're setting your boundaries, right? There's a right and a wrong way to set those boundaries. And you're trying to just make sure that you're doing things the right way here. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's what I got there. Because the Three of Pentacles is the card of teamwork, collaboration, appreciation. And there's, yeah, you're just making sure that you're going to be valued and appreciated, but you don't want to come off like Red Foreman, like a hard ass. That's really what I feel. So there's the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Three of Cups, right? The Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups on a deeper level are about being appreciated. You're being appreciated, you're being valued, you're valuing and appreciating those around you. I feel this is more towards you. So this job, this company, this boss, this friend, this family member, this lover, they may not have appreciated you in the past. And you're wanting to make sure that if you're going to move forward with this, you will be appreciated, you will be respected, right? So it's that energy of drawing those boundaries. But I just keep hearing you don't want to be cocky about it. So it's like you don't want to seem self-centered or cocky. You're trying to find the strategic way to express that without coming across like you're cocky or egotistical. Okay, yeah. You're just trying to be confident in the way that you're expressing yourself here. But you do have an opportunity, you do have an offer. It's coming back around. And you just want to make sure that this time you're valued and appreciated. And I respect that. And hopefully that the person does too. Is there anything else you want to say to Capricorn here? Yeah, see, there's the King of Pentacles in reverse. There's the Queen. I just feel It's more about balance between the feminine and the masculine. I think the masculine might have been a little out of whack. So it's just creating that balance between the two, right? The masculine's the one who's going to take control, who's going to go after things, he's going to make things clear. The feminine, she's very compassionate and empathetic, but you want to create that balance. You don't want to be too empathetic and compassionate. People will take advantage of you, right? So I feel it's you just creating that balance within yourself and just making sure that you're expressing yourself with compassion and empathy, but with honesty and assertiveness, right? And it's just creating that balance here. Okay, that's what's up. That's what I got. That's what's going down. So Capricorn, let's grab some oracles. Let's see what they want to say. And we'll jump back into this fellow. I always feel like that happens for a reason. We'll jump back into the tarot. We'll do a potential outcome here at the tarot room with Robyn. And we'll see where you are in a month. We'll go out to May 2025. We'll see how things are progressing for you. What does Capricorn need to surrender to when it comes to this conversation, this discussion, these boundaries here? Non-action. Okay. This is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Okay. Let's get the Akashic Record message, babe. What is the Akashic Record message for Capricorn? What's the Akashic Record message here? We got ourselves a couple. Okay. Hang in there. So you will encounter all kinds of difficulties on the road of life, but don't give up. Hang in there is like a walking in the dark. As long as you don't stop walking, you will always welcome the light. So believe in yourself, because perseverance is victory. And we have a fresh start here. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. We feel that. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up to this gift that you have been given. This is a gift from the universe, Capricorn. I do want to grab the spirit animal for some reason, and then we'll get back to the tarot. What's the spirit animal message for Capricorn? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Okay, hippopotamus, exploration. If you have become bored with your life, you have the creative power to stir things up and revitalize everything. You can do this by starting new projects, setting new goals, and making spiritual connections. All right, let's do it. Let's get down to it. Let's get your potential outcome. Now, Capricorn, when I say potential, there's always free will. You're going to make the decisions you're going to make. And when I say outcome, let's see where you are in May 2025. Let's see how this is progressing. Let's see how you're doing. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, what is this? We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. There's Temperance. Heavy emphasis again on Sagittarius. Okay, let's just move this. It's in my way. Two more. Judgment. Okay, there's the Two of Pentacles. Okay, what's on the bottom here? Queen of Cups. And there's the Ten of Cups. Yeah, okay. There's the Nine of Cups. 9 and 10 of Cups, babe. Here's the thing. What I was hearing in my head while I was processing the Three of Pentacles in reverse with the Temperance and this Queen of Pentacles, I feel for some of you, if this is like your career, don't be offended by what I'm about to say, but a lot of people have a very high education, but it's the experience that the company, the business wants, the industry wants, right? So it's like you had to gain that experience in order to be appreciated and valued, and that can be challenging, right? It's frustrating. You go to school for 20 years, now you're a doctor, but you got to prove that you're a good doctor, right? And you're like, damn, like I did all this school, like what the fuck? So it's that kind of energy for some of you. I feel like in the business, in the company, it could be a promotion or a raise that you didn't get before, and you really had to earn the appreciation, earn the respect. You kind of had to prove yourself in this industry, in this field, in order to get that respect, in order to get where you wanted to go, right? They weren't just going to hire you as the CEO. They might have made you start in the mailroom and you had to work your way up and earn that responsibility. But your patience and perseverance paid off. You did it, basically. You did it. And you're feeling pretty happy, but you're happy that you made the decision to stick with this, right? So that's more of applicable to like the love element the business element. So what I see here is you're good, you're happy, your patience and your perseverance is paid off, but it might have been very difficult, right? Maybe you had to start as the assistant to the vice president. You had to make coffee and do all this shit you didn't want to do, but you had to earn the right. You had to earn that respect. You had to create that experience within the company, right? And some of you, that may have been difficult, but I think the to be fair was you had to do that to earn and build the reputation for yourself, which, well, your perseverance and your determined allowed you to earn that respect. And that's what's creating the opportunity. So I switched these cards up, but you're in an energy where you're thankful that you didn't quit. You're thankful that you didn't let go. You're thankful that you didn't give up, because you did earn that respect. You did earn that. And now you're more self-aware, you're more stable, you're more grounded. You have built that reputation for yourself because you didn't let, the dick bosses or that lower. There's no shame in being in a lower position in a company, no matter how high your education is, right? Because sometimes that's where you got to start. You got your foot in the door. And so that's like that foot in the door type of energy. But you're so glad that you stuck with it, because look at that. All those headaches, all those challenges, all those coffees you had to seek, or the assistant energy or whatever that was, are worth it, right? If you had to be at the Home Depot, but you had to work on the floor as a sales rep before you could get up there to be the department manager, was worth it. And you're realizing that that sacrifice, that frustration was temporary, and you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're satisfied. Now, if this is love, I really feel like for some of you, you had to go through a relationship or a connection in which you weren't valued, so that you could see your own value, so that you could learn how you do and do not want to be treated. And so you could gain that respect within yourself, but also to set those proper boundaries and not be uncomfortable, not feel like you're being mean, right? No is a complete sentence, and sometimes that's just the answer. No means no. So it's like you're looking back at those lessons, with whether it's this person or it's an archetype, and you're actually kind of thankful. And it's like, I'm thankful because it taught me love. It taught me self-respect. It taught me to treat me the way I want to be treated. Now I know how to set those boundaries. I'm not afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to set those boundaries. I know what I deserve. So it's kind of you appreciating the ups and downs, realizing that the downs, the ebbs and flows of life have really taught you a lot. And you're in a really solid place of satisfaction, of contentment. But most of all, what I see here is pride. You're proud of yourself. And I think that's a beautiful energy. That's what I got. That's what's up. That's what's going down, Capricorn. So Cap, you're in a good spot. You've learned some challenging lessons, I'm going to say, but you've learned, and that's the important part of the reading, is you learned how to set those boundaries, or you learned that gaining that experience and going through that shittiness was worth it in the long run, because now you are where you want to go, right? It's like when you start your own business, you got to sacrifice sometimes. You might be working 7 days a week. You might have to sacrifice your finances, but in 6 months, a year, 2 years, that sacrifice was worth it for the freedom that you have. So Capricorn, I got goosebumps when I said that, so that's relevant to somebody. So Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed your reading today at the Tarot Room. I hope it benefited you. And if you like my style, if you resonate with the reading, I do ask, as always, you like, comment, subscribe, for it helps my channel to grow. Thank you, Capricorn. I really appreciate your support. Let's close your reading today with a yes or no question, baby. Yes or no? What's the answer for Capricorn? Capricorn, never. All right. I truly wish you the best of luck.